Good morning. I'd like to introduce myself. Myself, Dr. R. Sarvana Kumar, presently working as assistant professor in Hindustan Institute of Technology, Department of PCE. I was born and brought up in the Karur. I was completed my schooling up to 10th standard Vivekananda Higher Secondary School. I secured 83.2 percentage in the 10th standard. Then 11th and 12th I have completed. I completed in Rani Mahima Higher Secondary School. I secured 79.2 percentage in the plus two standard. After that, I wrote the entrance exam to join the BE through the counseling. I secured 276.22 cutoff in the entrance exam. By using this score through counseling, I chosen the BE Electronics and Communication in Alagappa Chettiar College of Engineering Technology. So I completed my bachelor degree from 2001 to 2005 in the Alagappa Chettiar Government College of Engineering and Technology. Then after 2005, I worked as a software engineer in Evergreen Solution, Chennai. Nearly or 18 months I worked there itself, and I prepared for the TANSET exam. So I secured some good mark, 36.22 in the TANSET exam. By using this score, I joined ME Communication System in PhD College of Technology through counseling. So I completed my postgraduate degree from 2007 to 2009 in PhD College of Technology. After that, I started my uh, teaching career in Hindustan Institute of Technology from 2009 to till date. Between, I completed my doctorate degree 2019 December in the area of antenna design for wireless communication under the Faculty of Information and Communications. So these are my career activities. So my father, my family, my father, Mr. R. Rangarasu, uh, retired office assistant from TNEP, Tamil Nadu Electric Board, in the section of Electrical Inspector Office. My mother, Mrs. R. Jayalakshmi, housewife. I have only one younger sister, Mrs. R. Bhuvaneswari, married and settled in Chennai. And then 2018, I was married. Married. My wife name is Mrs. Dharani, housewife. I have only one kid, 2 years male kid, Master M.S. Sasri. So, I have in the lecturer field, in the teaching field, I have published uh, so many papers. That means in national conference, international conferences, and also I have published so many papers in the reputed journals, SCI, Scopus, UGC, CARE journals, and also I have received the funding from the funding agencies, DST, CSIR, and the AST. So I have received so many funding proposals from the funding agency, and also I have applied various funding proposal to the funding agencies. So I have published one book, the electromagnetic field in SOI publications. I have wrote one book chapter in the Taylor and Francis. So this is myself about my career and personals. Now I would like to discuss about or tell about the OFDM concept. So like to share my PPT. So the orthogonal frequency division multiplexing. So one type of the digital modulation techniques. It's mainly used for transfer the information from transmitter to receiver without any distortions. So nowadays we are using this type of digital modulation techniques in the various fields like satellite communication, 5G, 4G, LTE, and wireless networks. So it's very helpful for transferring the information with a secure data rate and also to avoiding the intersymbol interference. So the content of this my presentation, the multi-carrier modulation, OFDM, OFDM vs FDM, OFDM advantages, black diagram, then cyclic prefix, OFDM disadvantages, and conclusions. Multi-carrier modulations, it's mainly used for to avoid the intersymbol interference. So we are using the signals in the time domain spreading of the signals. So due to the frequency selective fading distortion, signal detection is very difficult. So that reason we are going for the OFDM. So the multi-carrier modulation converts the frequency selective fading into the flat fading channels. So it's easier to detect and also easily to remove the intersymbol interference. And also we can transmit the several data parallelly or simultaneously to the receiver side. So and also we can use the each substream modulate the different carrier frequencies. So each subbands are allocated to the each subcarriers, right? So due to this parallel conversion, we are having the lower data rate and bandwidth in the each stream, each beach stream. So the operation of the multi-carrier modulations. So we are using the any one of the modulation techniques, the phase shift keying or quadrature amplitude modulation scheme. So when the data stream are summed together to form the transmitted signals, so due to these modulations, so the original data is never changed. So then system bandwidth also not changed, but ISA is eliminated. So because of this ISA eliminated, we have the larger bandwidth and the spectral efficiency inefficiency, right? So the multiple carrier and multiple oscillator increases the bandwidth also. In the OFDM is special case multi-carrier modulation which addresses all the above issues. So these are the uses. The previously we are the need the no changes in the original data stream and the system bandwidth, but ISA is eliminated and need larger bandwidth and spectral efficiency. So which address all the above issues in the OFDM in special cases of the multi-carrier modulations. The concept of the OFDM is the system bandwidth is divided into the set of parallel overlapping yet orthogonal subband independent to each other. So we have the some subcarriers, we have the some subbands. So each subbands are modulated with the each subcarriers. So then carry and the modulated signals are multiplexed to create the OFDM signals. So in the significantly improve the spectral efficiency. So and also we want to avoid the need of the step band pass filter. So and also we are avoiding the some unwanted oscillators and unwanted oscillator, and also easily to digitize the all the information signals we can transmit from transmitter to receiver side. So this is a figure and the comparison between the frequency division multiplexing and the orthogonal frequency division multiplexing. In the frequency division multiplexing, we have the some modulated signals, then followed by the guard band. Again, the modulated signals, the guard band. So guard band is inserted between the modulated signals to avoid the intersymbol interferences, right? So this guard band also making the making or occupying the some frequency ranges in the channels. So this is unwanted one, but even though we are using the guard band to eliminate the intersymbol interference, it also occupying the some of the places in the channels. So this place we cannot use it for the information sharing. But in the OFDM, see this figure, we can understand that all the modulated signals are orthogonal to each other. There is no need of guard band between the signals, between the modulated signals. Because of this orthogonality, automatically it's avoiding the intersymbol interferences. So and also we are saving the bandwidth comparatively the other modulation techniques like FDM. See the whenever we are by seeing this figure, we can understand that the efficiency of the bandwidth is very high, and also we can reduce the intersymbol interference whenever using the OFDM and digital modulations. So this is the OFDM signals. For example, I am taking the 4 frequency ranges F1, F2, M3, M4. So each signals are perpendicular to each other. So this is the symbol. This is a signal representation of the signal representation of the OFDM modulated signal, right? So all are orthogonal to each other. So automatically it's avoiding the intersymbol interference and also overlapping between the signals. So it's by whenever we are using these signals, we can eliminate the overlapping and the interpulse impedance, and also we can get the easily we can recover the output. We can recover the information signals and output side easily. Some advantages. So we have some advantages in the permits densely packed signals, the overlapping the subcarriers. So efficient transmission is occur whenever we are using the OFDM. The efficient signal processing, the efficient digitally implemented fast Fourier transforms also used to convert the signals, then permit the flexible use of the spectrum. It support the different modulation schemes based on the channel condition, and also avoid the need of the equalizer in the both sides. So these are the main advantages as present in the OFDM. This is the operation of the OFDM. So you go for the block diagram, we can understand easily. This is a block diagram of an OFDM based systems. There are transmitter part and the receiver part. In the transmitter side, so we are transferring the information signal or bits per second. So we have the some many stages in the transmitter part: modulator, serial to parallel converter, inverse fast Fourier transform, parallel to serial converter, add cyclic prefixes, digital to analog converter, and also some mixers. So in the each and every stage the signals are processing, and finally we are getting the some modulated multiplexed output in the output side S of t. So we are transferring the information in the particular data rate, that means bits per second given to the modulator. We are taking the some modulation techniques in the modulator and given it, we are getting the X output. It's given to the serial to parallel converter. All the serial data are converted into parallel signals, parallel bits, that is X of 0, X of 1, X of n minus 1. It's given to the fast Fourier transform. Here we are taking the inverse fast Fourier transform, because already the signals are in orthogonality. That is the reason we are going for the inverse fast Fourier transform. So we are getting the output X of 0, X of 1, X of n minus 1 in given to the parallel to serial converters. So here, previously we are taking the previously we are taken the serial to parallel converter. Here the parallel to serial converter, we are getting the output is X of n. So given to the cyclic prefix section, so we are adding the some cyclic prefix code to the parallel X of n. So and given to the digital to analog converter signals. So we are getting the X of t is the output of the DAC, and given to the mixer. So mixer, we are getting the two inputs, from one input from the DAC, another one is the oscillator cos2 by FCT. So we are making the some process in the mixer. So we are giving the some S of t modulated signals, multiplexed signals is given to the wireless channel. So finally this S of t is received by the receiver side, it's R of t, then given to the mixer. Mixer also getting the two inputs from the two inputs R of t and cos2 by FC of t. It's making the some process and given and produce a Y of t signals. It's given to the low pass filter. This low pass filter only limit the particular range of the frequency signals, and other signals will not allow enter into the receiver side. So it's given to the analog to digital converter. So all the analog signals are converted digitally and given to the cyclic prefix remover section. So whatever bits are added in the transmitter side, that cyclic prefix data are removed in the receiver side, and it's given to the output of the Y of n is given to the serial to parallel converter. So all the signals, serial signals are converted in the parallel signals, the Y0, Y of 0, Y of 1, Y of n minus 1, and given to the F of t. So here we are using the fast Fourier transform. So all the signals are converted into the fast Fourier transform output signals, Y of 1, Y of 0, Y of 1, Y of n minus 1, and given to the parallel to serial converter. So all the signals are converted into the serial manner Y and given to the demodulator. So demodulator takes the demodulations that takes place in this section. So all the high frequency of the all the informations are recovered from the modulated signals and given to the destinations. So this is the process of OFDM based system, the transmitter side and receiver side. Particularly we are using the fast Fourier transform in this unit, and also we are using any one of the modulation techniques in the quadratic amplitude modulation and the frequency modulation techniques we can take place inside the OFDM based systems, right? Then next, cyclic prefix code. So the cyclic prefix is inserted to order to preserve the orthogonality. We want to preserve the orthogonality and also provide the multi-part immunity and synchronization tolerance, and also increases the required transmission bandwidth and also slower power spectral efficiency, right? So this is the, we can see this figure, we can understand the insertion of the cyclic prefix. So we are adding the sum of the bits into the modulated signals, act as a guard band. It's a copy of the signals inserted in the both end of the modulated signals, right? So we can understand this is the end of the signals. These are another modulated signals we can understand by using the copy of the guard band interval, have the some time duration Tg and Ts. So overall symbol n is equal to T is equal to Ts plus Tg. Right, so we have the some disadvantages also, high PAPR Then the number of independent modulators subcarriers result in high PAPR, and the nonlinear power amplifier, the efficient but cannot be used. So high distortion, outward band radiations also occur. So it increases the complexity in the analog digital converter and digital to analog converter, right? So then we have the frequency offset also. We are getting subcarriers very close and overlapping will be placed. So whenever we are choosing the subcarriers to modulate the subband signal, we want to take the or particular range of frequency, the interval, the particular interval of the frequency ranges, so it's avoid the overlapping. Even a small frequency offset will be result in the ISI also. So the frequency mismatch in the local oscillator in the transmitter and receiver, it will make some a distortion during the after received the signals, right? Phase noise caused in the channel. So the time offset, the optimum demands strictly synchronization in the frequency and time to preserve the orthogonality. So we need to strict the synchronization. We need to both the sides. That conclusions of the OFDM is nothing but the synchronization is necessary in the OFDM because to minimize the performance degradation. We have so many synchronization methods. I will suggest some of the synchronization to avoid the distortion, the data aided method and the non-data aided method and hybrid method. So even though we are having the some disadvantages, the advantages more present in the OFDM signal. So nowadays it's very helpful to transfer the digital signal from transmitter to receiver to high securely and high data rate and efficient bandwidth and very high spectral efficiency. So we have the some disadvantages. So even not only the OFDM, some other modulation techniques also having the some disadvantages comparatively other modulation techniques. The OFDM is very suitable for transferring the information in the digital manner in the 5G applications and wireless network applications, local area network and satellite communications. So this is the very helpful modulation in the nowadays to transfer the information with securely. So not only the satellite communications we are using for the some defense purpose, also we can use this modulation to transfer the information, right? So this is the concept of the OFDM, orthogonal frequency division multiplexing access. Okay, thank you.